Welcome to Module 3 on Financial Readiness. Today, we examine Housekeeping and Engineering Asset Control for OFE and FFE. In a hotel, the rooms division drives the revenue, but housekeeping and engineering are the actual custodians of the physical assets. Because these two departments touch thousands of high-value items every single day, they become centers of severe cost risk if their tracking frameworks fail. When physical control slips, hotels experience shrinkage. This is the steady loss, the physical damage, or misuse of operational assets. The first direct consequence of shrinkage hits cash flow. Losing assets forces premature replacement, creating sudden, unexpected capital expenditure demands. The second consequence hits the ledger. If an asset disappears on the floor but remains on the books, the entire balance sheet becomes inaccurate. Establishing a defense against this risk falls to the Director of Finance. The DOF's mandate is a strict cradle-to-grave tracking system. This spans an asset's entire operational lifespan, from the loading dock to the disposal bin. Without rigid physical tracking on the floor, the revenue generated upstairs is silently drained by operational shrinkage. Asset control requires splitting physical inventory based on exactly how it is treated financially. The first category is furniture, fixtures, and equipment, or FFE. These are capitalized assets with a useful lifespan extending beyond 1 year. FFE covers the heavy operational footprint: guest room televisions, industrial laundry machines, and complex energy management systems. Because these are high-dollar items, finance maps them to formal multi-year depreciation schedules. The second category is operating equipment, or OFE. These items are non-perishable, move in high volumes, and have a much shorter lifespan. OFE includes bed linens, towels, uniform sets, vacuum cleaners, and engineering specialty tools. Unlike the long-term timeline of FFE, OFE items are often expensed immediately or over a very brief period. A single towel or wrench holds very little individual financial weight, but multiplied across tens of thousands of units, that aggregate volume makes OFE shrinkage a massive threat to profitability. This demands highly aggressive inventory protocols. The Director of Finance enforces specific standard operating procedures to stop OFE leakage. This chart shows the par stock level definition, which is set exclusively by the Finance Department. Finance establishes a hard mathematical baseline for inventory. By setting a minimum and maximum par level, they create a rigid quantitative basis for replenishment. Any order pushing inventory above the maximum par must halt. That order now requires explicit DOF approval. While par limits control purchasing, we also have to physically verify the assets on hand. This is the cycle counting SOP. Housekeeping executes a strict schedule of periodic physical counts targeting high shrinkage OFE items, such as uniforms and pool towels. Staff count the physical items on the shelves and reconcile those exact numbers against the records in the inventory management system. Any discrepancies between the physical count and the system records trigger an immediate, mandatory investigation by both the housekeeping manager and finance. The engineering department carries its own specific OFE requirement, the Tool Sign-Out SOP. Maintenance staff follow a formal procedure logging the sign-out and return of expensive diagnostic equipment, specific parts inventory, and master keys. Par stocks mathematically throttle over-ordering, while scheduled cycle counts physically catch missing items. Together, they form a dual-layered defense against OFE shrinkage. We pivot now to capital assets, the FFE category, and their long-term financial nature. Remember that FFE value is formally depreciated over several years on the balance sheet. To manage this, finance utilizes the ultimate control document, the Fixed Asset Register, or FAR. The primary defense here is the annual physical FAR audit. This chart shows how the audit operates. Engineering and housekeeping managers must physically walk the property to match the machine in the room to the line item on the ledger. For every single capital asset, the auditor verifies 3 specific metrics: its precise location, its current condition, and its physical existence. If an auditor discovers negative findings, such as severe damage, total loss, or unauthorized disposal of a machine, they document it. These discrepancy reports go immediately to finance to halt the scheduled depreciation for that missing asset. Finance then executes an immediate write-off or adjusts the depreciation schedule based entirely on the true physical state. The FAR audit ensures that the numbers printed on the balance sheet actually exist as functional steel and circuitry on the hotel floor. Stepping back, we view the entire hotel operation as an interconnected system. This integration is the core pedagogy of operational asset management at the Europe Hotel School, London. Systematic, hands-on inventory control forms the bridge between the physical chaos of daily operations and the rigid structure of finance. Cradle-to-grave tracking guarantees that physical reality mirrors financial records at all times. Asset tracking is frequently dismissed as administrative paperwork, but its true function is far more vital. These SOPs represent the vigilant protection of the hotel's foundational value. Continuous enforcement on the ground is the only way to stop the slow, invisible drain of operational shrinkage. True profitability requires the rooms division to generate the revenue and housekeeping and engineering to ruthlessly protect it.